Good morning, believers. Good morning, Israel. It's your brother, J.D. Nijah. Word of truth. Oh, let me see if I can get this better. Dang it. All right, here we go. 25 seconds. Wasted. 25 seconds we'll never get back. How's that? All right. So, all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High, the Heavenly Father, the only begotten Son, and the Holy Spirit gives us this courage to teach the Bible. It takes a lot of courage. Why does it take courage? Because it's so easy to mess it up. Very easy to mess it up. How do you mess it up? Wrong interpretations, vain imaginations, agendas, different things like that, where you're not learning yourself, you're not learning what you should be learning while you're teaching, because no one has 100% truth according to the Bible except the man himself. So where was it? Seven. Teaching on loving enemies. Teachings on murder and anger. So, J.D. Nijah, it's time for me to look at myself a little bit. So we're gonna just jump into this. I've been struggling a little bit with how I feel about some of these brothers out here, you know. The Black Hebrew Israelite thing, man, it's just... I was listening to Spiritual Life Lessons last night, and they were, of course, bagging on Tahar because Tahar has missed the mark. You know, it's probably been a year since maybe over a year since I started. It's got to be at least a year. I started bagging on these guys because of their belief system, and I was trying to correct them, trying to shame them, trying to get them to respond, get them to think about it, get it to change their ways. They're not going to change. And now we see what happens when you don't listen. The Muppets from Spiritual Life Lessons, you know, the brothers, they have some correct doctrine. They're getting closer. They have the right theme as far as what the new covenant is and how we're supposed to be anticipating going into the kingdom, and how lame and weak the law is at this point. The law, if you're worried about how you're acting, and I mean, it's good to have a conscience, but it's deeper than that. I don't know how to say it. I mean, I hear people say it, and I'm like, yeah, I need to say it that way. If you don't know what the feeling is that depending on how old you are and how long you've been along the line, Tahar thinks that just because he's been doing this for a long time that he's got some kind of over-the-top clout, and that's just not the way it works. You need to redraw your maps at any time. And so I'm still trying to redraw my maps on how harsh to be with some of these guys. And so I'm looking, and that's what I did this morning. I sat down and I looked. I went to the part of scripture where it says, don't say Raca. Let me read it. Teachings on murder and anger. You have heard that it is said by them of old time. By them of old time. There's another reference to regeneration, because you've heard it over and over. You've heard it in the past. And I guess that's why it's coming up in my spirit. I've heard it so many times, and I've never really been good at not being a finger pointer and a caller outer. That's kind of who I am. So it's hard for me to reconcile this. So I'm going to try and reconcile it from where I'm sitting. I have a very higher level than a lot of people of what the Lord is really thinking, how he acts. I think so. I think I've put it together pretty calmly that it's not the way a lot of people interpret it. And the Lord's going to be very merciful for you if you admit I'm just a weak, sinful person. But anyway, thou shalt not kill, and whoever shall kill shall be in danger of the judgment. So when you kill, once you go up to the heavenlies and you're in the spirit realm, when you come back for your judgment, there's going to be issues with you with that type of thing. You might end up being harshly judged for what you did, how you killed. But I say unto you that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of judgment, of the judgment. So the judgment has to do with you're angry. So I've been angry. I come back angry. I'm an angry guy to a certain extent. That's one of my sins. That's one of the things that I feel is worse than a lot of the other things I do, because if I wasn't so angry, I would be a better representative. And so of all my sins, probably anger is the most damaging to me and to my ministry. So that being said, and whosoever shall say to his brother, this is, by the way, Matthew chapter 5, verses 21 through whatever, however far we go. Whoever shall say to his brother, Raca, shall be in danger of the council, but whosoever shall say, thou fool, shall be in danger of hellfire. So that's a scary thing, because even if you know better, getting upset to the point where you call someone a fool, moron, imbecile, you're creating a division that's hard to breach back, because the person isn't going to want to hear you when you call them names like that. So these are the things that stick in my mind. It's like, man, in my spirit, I get upset at myself because I can't help but say, you fucking fools. But anyway, and then it says, therefore, if you bring your gifts to the altar, and it talks about dealing with your adversary. Agree with thine adversary quickly while you art in the way with him, lest at any time the adversary deliver you to the judge, and the judge deliver you to the officer, and you be cast into prison. So you look at the narcissist, the person in your life who is pretending to be your friend, but they're actually looking for ways to destroy you because they admire you, but at the same time They have jealousy over who you are. So they slowly but surely dismantle you. But when there's a point where you can't take it anymore and you try and get away, what the adversary will do is do like this, cause you a situation where you could be thrown like my narcissist did to me. And part of that was I didn't agree with her quickly. Once I put her out of my house after her trespassing and me roughing her up a little bit to get her out, instead of making sure that I got with her, like it says, agree with your adversary quickly, I just let it go because I felt justified for what I did and I felt there was nothing to be worried about. But little did I know that she was going to go to the police and cause me more grief, and that's what happened to me. I didn't settle it with her. I let it linger because the narcissist is always trying to pull you in. So in my mind, I'm like, no, I got to keep her away. And she didn't like that. But anyway, there's an interesting backstory to this. If you say Raca, Raca means fool. If you shall say to your brother, fool, or let me get it. Raca is, yeah, it's fool. Pretty sure. Raca. Gosh, I should know that. Be empty head. Literally in Aramaic, empty head. Moron, idiot, Raca. Vain fellow or empty head, vain fellow. So, in the same book of Matthew, Jesus does exactly that, and this is where I'm, they say it's a contradiction, and it is to a certain extent, but it's not really. Let me read it to you. It's Matthew 23:16, and it reads, "Woe unto you, you blind guides, which say, whosoever shall swear by the temple, it is nothing, but whosoever shall swear by the gold of the temple, he is a debtor. Ye fools and blind, for whether is greater, the gold or the temple that sanctifieth the gold? And whosoever shall swear by the altar," and it goes into, ye fools and blind, for whether is greater, the gift or the altar that sacrifice the gift. And then it keeps saying, and he was that swears by heaven swears by the throne of God and by him that sitteth thereon. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you pay tithes of mint and anise and cumin, and have omitted the weightier matters of the law, judgment, mercy, and faith. These ought you have done, and not to leave the others undone. You blind guides, which strain at a gnat and swallow a camel. Woe unto you, scribes and hypocrites, for you make clean the outside of the cup and the platter, but within you are full of extortion and excess. So last night, do you understand what it's saying there? So that I'm not just jumping ahead, sorry. The Lord's saying, okay, you're worried about how women treat men. You're worried about how men should treat God, how we should revere God. You're worried about keeping things in order. You're worried about, and that's what he's saying. You're talking about all this stuff about the temple, but you're missing the point of what the temple stands for. You're not understanding what it means to swear on the altar. You don't know what the altar is for. You're mixing your weak, vain bullshit. Your Joseph is the father of Jesus. Jesus is the son of Joseph. I should probably just start saying it that way because it's never comes out right for me. You keep saying Jesus is the son of Joseph, not the son of God. That's what he's saying when you blind guides, you strain at a gnat and swallow a camel. You guys are arguing over Nate riding in on a horse. You're arguing about these. I mean, they're not little issues. They're issues that need to be addressed. But if you're already off point with your big parts of your doctrine, like GMS doesn't believe in the new covenant, they don't believe that we're in like a tractor beam. You know what a tractor beam was on Star Trek, where it's a gravitational, supposedly a gravitational invisible beam that will draw you in with its ability to take mass and draw it into the mass. So the tractor beam, you lock it on, and it uses all the mass of the spaceship to draw the littler spaceship in. It's a tractor beam. And so what the new I look at it, the new covenant, as a tractor beam. You're caught in the tractor beam. You're already in the new covenant if you believe. The whole problem is you're not in the bay of the bigger ship yet. You're still getting dragged into the kingdom. So when we talk about the new covenant, you gotta look at it that way. It's a future thing, but you're already locked in. You're not there yet, and that's basically, for me, that's how it looks. But anyway, woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! You pay for these little things, but you forget the weightier things. Who's your God? Who's Jesus? You come up with these lame names. It's not, his name isn't Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Yakakadash. You guys are thinking, oh yeah, Shalom. Where did you get Shalom? They're arguing over stuff that's already wrong. And so when I call them fools, that's why Jesus is calling them fools, because they know this is what I've been saying. And this is the point of what I've been saying about, it's hard not to call them fools because they are fools. It's hard not to call them fools because they are fools. That's why Black Hebrew Israelism is such. I've been saying this forever. Is any of you paying attention? Some of you are. What is going on out here? You know what's going on out here? They're getting judged. They're in. How does the Lord put it? You will be in danger of the judgment. What's the judgment? They're not even going up to get judged. They're getting judged right now. Why? Because they won't listen. They're all caught up in their minds. No, we're the scribes and Pharisees. That's why everyone calls you a scribe and a Pharisee. Gabar, you dumbass. Well, not all the scribes and Pharisees were wicked. Well, you are, nigga. Fucking tired of using that word too. I mean, it's rude. It's mean. People don't like it, so fuck. But these guys, they throw it around like nothing, but I guess because they are all a bunch of lazy, manipulative liars, so of course that word's going to fly around in that grouping of people, because that's what's going on. Bunch of lazy, manipulative, prideful fucking scribes and Pharisees. It's sickening. It's basically wearing out people like me. It's wearing me out. Between vocab, talking about them, spiritual life lessons, arguing with these guys, me arguing with these guys. I don't know what happened to my roommate. I haven't seen him do a video in about a week now. He might have got clipped for a week. Did you get clipped, brother, or something else going on? I'm been praying for you. Hopefully they just didn't like something you said. Anyhow, So that word, ye fools, let's see. Mhm. The Jews strained. In the Greek, dialuzo. They strained wine before drinking it, so avoid touching or swallowing anything unclean. But within they are full of extortion and excess. The of should be read from. The Pharisees' living was obtained by on top of it, my allergies are killing me. I'm almost ready to go get some fucking Claritin. I hate taking that shit, but I'm almost there, man. It's killing me. They're extorting. What are they doing? They're making. How's it? Where's it at? Okay. Let's see what I got here. Damn, 21 minutes. So you understand what I'm saying about that? There's something interesting right here. Anyway, there's a part over here where it says you don't let other people go in. That's what they do. They don't let, they're not only do they not go in, but they don't let others in. God, I saw it right here. Scribes and Pharisees. Then spoke Jesus unto the multitude and to his disciples, saying, the scribes and the Pharisees sit in Moses' seat, and therefore whatsoever they bid you to observe, that observe and do, but do not ye after their works, for they say, and they do not. For they bind heavy burdens and grievous to be borne, and lay them on men's shoulders, but they themselves will not move them from one of their fingers. What are they doing? They're Tahar, Gabar, Ramlab, even spiritual life lessons, fucking South Carolina, Nate. They're all looking to one up each other. No, I know the 100% truth. No, I'm an apostle of great. Oh, I'm an elder. No, he's an elder. No, he's a captain. No, he's a captain. And you're missing the whole point. I'm the captain. I'm getting there. I'm trying to clean up my act so that I can lead. But you guys are just not following, and it's making it very difficult. So that's that. Raca, you fool, you empty-headed, vain imagination. You Barakatha Yahweh Bahashem. I'm saying, brothers, spiritual life lessons, you guys are the next in line to get thumped. Why are you going to get thumped? Because you won't listen. Give up the Barakatha Yahweh. Give up the Jesus is the son of Joseph. Give up the Gentiles can't make it. Whatever. I mean, I don't know where you guys stand on that. You guys you're always pointing the finger so much that it's hard to. The new covenant. Yeah, the new covenant. Yeah, we're in it. Yeah, we are. The old shit's done. Until Jesus comes back and he's going to put it all together. That's why we're in a tractor beam. We're being pulled in by the new covenant. The law has nothing to do with getting pulled in now. But once we get into the mothership and we get inside, that's when the law is going to come back and it's going to fulfill all the new covenant and the law. Do you understand? Man, it's hard to teach. It's hard to teach when you're hearing all this fucking nonsense out there. But anyhow, I'm going to be back. There's something in here that I found very interesting that no one brings this up. I've gone into it before. Let's see if it still plays out the way I said. So anyway, the sad part about what we're seeing out here is Tahar and his men are falling. NATE's going to fall. GOCC is going to fall. IUICPUKSZGR is going to fall. Any of these black Hebrew Israelite camps that are believing that they're the only Israelites and that they're this, that, and the other, and that it's not going to work, dudes. It ain't working. Can't you see something's wrong? These fuckers, man, they can't even see something's wrong. Anyhow, I'll be back. JD Niger, Word of Truth. I love you, believers. I love you, Israel. Pay attention. Try and get on the right track. The path is narrow and it's not easy to follow, but if you can do it, there's a win there for you. There's a W coming. All right, I'm out.